Hello and welcome to the Brick Freaks. Today with an old friend in new clothes, Mould King 19007, the Mercedes-Benz Arocs. Yes. This time the set here is presented by Lei-er, partner for this video today. Lei-er is a shipper and seller for brick sets out of China with a very good service, a very good presentation of the sets. And they have a lot of sets and really good prices, and they are a solid partner. I don't know, a lot of you know the company. Yes, Lei-er. Thank you, Lei-er, for sending us this set here. Link to the set and a discount code is in the video description. Okay, so this here is Mould King 19007S. The first one came out 2.5, 3 years ago, something like that. And this is the S version. I don't know at the moment what the S version means, but we will figure it out. So now you see some 5 minutes, 5-6 takes of the assembly of the set. And then I tell you and show you everything else you have to know about this set. Okay, have fun. We see us in a few seconds. Oh, this is building step 1, and this is the heart of the set. It's the gearbox, and here we shift everything for the set. So this is for the functions. On both sides we can switch between functions. Here underneath we have the pneumatic pump and already a little bit of tube, and here we have the 2 pillars to get the set hold when it's working. So no problems at all. Overview and instructions is okay. The quality here is okay. Everything switches, everything is fine. You hear the click and so no problem at all. I believe this is the part you need the most care or attention, because if this here is not working, most of the set will not work. So this is a very important part. Well, this is building step 2, mostly of it. There are some parts left. With them I will connect it to this. Okay, we have an L motor for driving. We have a double differential here. Everything works fine. Hear the sound of the motor. Got 4 suspensions. They are only connected over the suspensions and the gray parts here with the point joint. So that's okay. That's just what I expected. We have the new molds here from Mould King, or from the mother company or the supplier, and it's really great. All the pins are flowing in, very fluid. All the axles. Oh, the Postman DHL is coming. Perhaps with new stuff. Okay, it's easy. It's just a smooth building experience. So we have nearly reached now the quality of Lego technique. All the gears are really well. They are fitting together. No problems, no slipping through. So the quality was good already from Mould King, but with the new molds, they really reached a new step. So I would say this here is the best technical quality so far, even if you have to assemble sometimes a Lego patent design out of 2 pieces. It's not so... with the system bricks, you are a little bit after 20. Here it's just easier, just click them together, and you have the possibility to use the parts, because they only have half thickness, for other things. They weren't available before, so perhaps some guys uses these new inventions from Mould King to have no problems with Lego for new building techniques. So Houston, we have a problem. I can't build any further cause this piece here. This here is one of these special pieces that Mould King uses, called Lego patents, to get this here, the original piece. And you see we have 2 noses, but the 2 noses are much too thick to connect to the 4 small pinholes. Here we have the right fit So this fits here, but it doesn't fit there. But I need on the left and on the right of the pinhole, I need an axle connector. So it's not possible to build this set with the parts it comes with. I really have to use my own parts. Just for me, no problem. But Mould King, that's... Don't you recognize this when you build your sets? Or do we still have the same problem, you don't build your sets? So, 3 building steps and all 3 connected. So this was building step 1, the gearbox, building step 2, the rear axle, double rear axle, building step 1, front axle, not already the motor, the M motor that delivers power to the motor. Strange, yeah. The servo, the servo is firing downwards, going to these 2 gears, and the axle here is just movable this way. I don't know what this here should be. I'm really curious if this is working. What is this? What is this? I don't know. Because this is only... I don't know. Did I mistake? I don't believe so. I don't think so. Another thing is this piece here. It's put together out of 2. This here. Do I still have another one? Yeah. So you put this here this way, connect this, and you have this piece. Okay, no problem at all. But the X connector here, the axles, it's very hard to push them through. And here is one of these, this one here. And I really needed tools and a lot of pressure and a lot of counter pressure. So do yourself a favor if you buy this set. Use one of this from another company, a normal one, and you have a much more easier life. This is building step 4. And yeah, I'm a little bit smarter now because I know how the steering will work. Okay, the servo goes to this here. This gear turns the axle. The axle has a small movement to the left and to the right. And over the normal pieces for steering here are often used for steering. We have a left-right movement. That's not a good decision. Yeah, we all know that. That's not a perfect decision. But yeah, what should I say? It is what it is. We will see how it works later on. Well, like I said, steering for this vehicle is nice that you have it, but main feature here are the functions. So if this here steers not so well or more like an oil tanker, I can live with that if all the functions are flawless. What else is funny is the M motor seems to be only in the set to turn the fake motor. Yes, I don't know, perhaps we will later on hear another connection, but at the moment the M motor is only for the movement of the fake motor. That's a great decision. Unbelievable. Yeah. Now the rest flawless, like all the other building steps. What really is a problem is the piece I showed you and the axles, because it's with every piece and every axle you need much more force, and it really hurts your thumbs. So that's the only thing I can say negative about the set at the moment. Now this is building step 5 and it's a smaller one. It brought us here the actuator. And with that, the whole thing here, the box, is it yellow or was it orange? Orange. The orange, I don't know what it's called. I call it now a box. Please write me in the comments what, yeah, you know what I mean. To get rid of all the junk that it's loaded. Then we build the first or the 2 pillars here on the side. That should be gave the whole set, when it's working, stabilization. I don't know if this here can lift their own weight. We will see. And the rest here is mud guards here, mud guards there, a little bit here, make it a little bit wider. Yeah, like I said, not too spectacular. This here, building step six, will bring us the two seats. They seem to be mounted on a platform, and here the driver cabin. Now building steps 6 and 7 here, the driver cabin is finished. 2 seats, 2 doors, 2 lights. Yeah, that's probably everything. Nothing more to say. Really, just these panels here. In the set are 3 length Technic beams. The normal ones, like this here. And there are 3 length Technic beams with 2 holes, with 2 slots here. And this here has 2, when you put them together, and then you have the normal panel. The same with this here. And with that here. All these 3 panels you have to assemble out of 2. Yeah, but it's an easy, fast assemble. You just put them together. They fit very well. No problem. Okay, nothing special. Now I connect these 2 and then the last 2 building steps. I believe 8 will bring us all the pneumatics here. And the pneumatic arm, the crane arm, and so on, and 9 will be the bucket for for the rest here. The orange, okay, the orange container, half container. I don't know what to call it. Okay, great. Building step 8. 2.5 meters of tubes. 4 pneumatic cylinders, 1, 2, 3, and here is the 4th. Then the turntable, and I've seen in the spare parts is a replacement turntable. I've seen it after I assembled this here totally. So we will see when I assemble it to the rest of the vehicle if this turntable is working, or if I have to disassemble this here totally, which I would really hate. And yeah, building step 9, the last one here, is the big orange box. Nothing special. Yeah, okay. Now I try to connect this to the rest. You've seen the 7 or 8 takes from the assembly. Now we can go through the set. So, okay, like I said, this is not a direct copy of the Lego Mercedes-Benz Arocs. It's a little bit different, the color scheme, the assembly, the pieces, it's all a little bit different. And different enough that Lego didn't say anything, so Mould can cancel the set. They only brought it back because they changed pieces. The only difference between the old version and the new version is the piece count. And why is it the piece count? When it's the only difference, because the panels here, or the smaller ones, these here, you have to put on 2 Technic beams to the left and the right to get a full panel. The Technic beams have slots and you can push them together. And so you have 3 pieces for the panel and not 1 piece. Why is Mould King doing this? Because Lego still has the patent for around 100, 200 pieces. And with the patent for that pieces, they go to the sellers, not to the manufacturer and not to Amazon. They go to small sellers with family and no money and yeah, make them dead. Not personally, but financially. They are really, really hard at the moment to small sellers of sets, especially here in Germany and Europe. And with the new pieces, Lego can't do anything. So that's the reason why the set is available again. Technically, it's the same set, only more pieces. Okay, instructions. They changed something in between. Some pages changed to show you here the new pieces, but the rest is the old instructions. They only changed the sides or the pages with the new pieces. The rest is the same instructions. There are some mistakes in it, but nothing technically. And the mistakes are, they forgot to show you where to assemble pieces. We have a building step. Why? Why is there a 3-length Technic beam? And they forgot to show you 4, 5 building steps before. So you bring on the Technic beam, everything is fine. Such kind of mistakes. No technical mistakes, everything's working here. We have 320 pages, and over 20 pages are only for the technical things inside this, and we have around 300 pages and 761 single building steps and 9 bigger building steps or building parts. I don't know how to call it. Okay, measurements. It's the same with the Lego Arocs, I believe. We have 54 centimeters here in length. We have 17 with the pillars inside. And here at the crane, the highest point is around 34 centimeters in this position here. Later on, when we pump it up, it's a little bit different. Okay. So instructions, okay. Piece quality, good to very good. The new pins from Mould King with the new molds, they go easy in and out. Really cool. Only one thing, it's the piece I showed you in the video takes. It's the 3-length Technic beam with the X-hole 90-degree covered on top of it. And you have to put it together out of 2, and it's a new mold. And the axles go through the X-hole only with really force and power. And 2 times it's a little bit hard to do that here on the set. That's the only thing with the new molds. The rest of the molds is great quality. No gear slipping, nothing. It works, it works. You have a good suspension. Everything's fine. So great piece quality and great color consistency. All the yellow is the yellow, all the orange is the orange. Just joking. Okay, the assembly itself, it's 85–90% of the Lego Arocs in different. Here you start with the gearbox. Lego version you start totally different. So we have 80–85% of the same building techniques and the same pieces. It's 10, perhaps only 15, perhaps only 10% what's different to the Lego version. But it's different enough that Lego can't do anything. So I'm not a fan of copying a Lego set. Just want to say it. I'm not a fan of copying the Lego set. But this is a little bit different. And the Lego set is so iconic and you don't get it. And to rebrick it, it's a lot of time to buy all the pieces, and if you're lucky to get all the pieces and the price and everything. So I can understand that Mould King brings this set here very close to the original, different enough. It's your decision. I'm not a big fan of copies, but hey, this is a good set. So, and we don't harm Lego when we buy this, because the Arocs isn't available since years. So I think it's a little bit of a moral problem, but it shouldn't be a big moral problem. Okay, so the assembly is, like I said, smoothless. You've seen the takes, no problem at all. Functions. Now we come to the interesting part. Is everything working here? So we have some functions. We can open the door. We can open here, or we can move forward the driver cabin to have access to the accu and the fake motor, the 4-cylinder row fake motor out of the normal Technic pieces from Lego we already knew since years. So let's go through. What have we? We have in the set 4 motors, 1 L motor for driving, 1 L motor for the mechanical functions, like here, the crane and the bucket. We have an M motor. That's the best thing about this set. Here is the fake motor. And normally in the Lego version, the fake motor is connected to the gearbox, to the drive box. It's connected. Mould King didn't do this. Mould King built in an M motor to move the fake motor. That's so great. That's unbelievable bullshit. But okay, it's okay. You have one motor more. You don't need it. And the sound. But okay, that's the greatest thing. Okay, another thing, it can drive, yeah. And I'm really surprised how fast this set here is with an L motor. We have nearly 3,000 pieces. So that's very agile here. Fantastic, I love it. We have the same making of the steering like in the Lego version. Motor is here going upside down, and yeah, steering is a little bit different than you have normal with a 1x8 car, but it works. I was a little bit in the beginning suspicious, is this really working? But it works, and it works fine, so nice. Okay, here we have switches and here we have switches. So we have 4 functions for the L motor in the gearbox. First function is we can move out the pillars, and I hoped that we can get down the foots here with power functions. Now you have to use your hands. When you push it down on both sides really hard, then this axle and this axle goes up a little bit. But it's not good for the material. You make it's stressful for the material. So bring them down. So, but when this here starts to bend up, stop. So, and we can bring them in again. Okay, next switch must be here. Yes, the crane arm works flawlessly, no problem. With the new turntable. There is a second turntable in the set. I've seen mine after I assembled everything, and oh fuck. And the old turntable, or the turntable that is in the building step 7, I believe, does not work at all, or 8. So you really have to use in the spare bag, the spare turntable. Do it in the beginning, it's better for you. But if you have it, it works flawlessly. Okay, here, neutral. Then we have to look, I don't know which, I believe this is the bucket. Yes. This is a mechanical actuator working. And the cool thing about this is, what I love of this set is you see what it's doing here. You see the whole gearbox, you see how it switches, the gears and everything, fine. Very cool for children. They see what they build, not like the Technic cars, the 1x8 Lamborghini or the Porsche or something. You build a really cool gearbox and then you don't see it. Here you see it. So let's go down. So, okay, switch to the last mechanical thing this set here offers is the pneumatic pump. So, 2 words in the beginning. This is not working flawlessly because it's not enough pressure on the system, and some pressure goes out. It loses pressure. Mostly the first here, this switch box. When I use another one and it's not correctly in the middle, it loses, and then the whole system loses pressure. So when you buy the set, and you really want that it works flawlessly every time, you have 2 functions, or 2 possibilities. Build in another pneumatic pump. The one goes in, one goes out, and then you have always pressure. That's a possibility, and there's lots of room and space to do this. So build in a second pneumatic pump, connect them together, you have double the pressure on the system. And I believe this will work. Well, we have 3 possibilities. The second is turn these switches to the Lego switches, but I don't know if there will be enough pressure, but the Lego switches are better and they don't lose pressure as fast as these here from Mould King. And the third possibility is you have an air tank lying around from another set. Then you can build in the air tank. perhaps here in between or something like that. And with a second air tank and a real well-sized air tank, you have always enough pressure. I just wanted to tell you that what you're seeing now perhaps is not working every time flawlessly. So if you really want to play with the set, make the changes, new switches, second pump, tank. If you say, okay, it works well enough, what I see now from Frank, and for me it's about the assembly and okay, functions work up onto the shelf. I show it perhaps 1 or 2 times in my lifetime to my children or to my grandchildren. You have to decide, but you will see now. Okay, first up, some pressure. Because this is 2.5 meters of tubes. And the whole pneumatic doesn't work in the beginning. I really have to shorten all the tubes. And after I shortened all the tubes, about 60 centimeters totally in length, it worked much better. So this here up should be pushing up here the crane. You see, you need time, 1 pump, too many tubes. So, second, this here. So, third, this here. This here sometimes don't work. There is pressure on here, on the actuator, on the pump. It pushes it up, but there's too much friction inside. The pressure is not so high as the friction. Let's see, it loses pressure. So we will see if this jumps out here. Sometimes yes. A little push and it jumped forward. It works, but the friction is too high. So perhaps something silicone spray, or I don't know, something that makes it more working smoothly. And last thing here, well, let's close this. This here. So, okay, wait for it. So, now the pressure is out of the system. Okay, you see it works, but this here only with a little bit help, and these two only if you have constant pressure, if the pump is constantly working. There's not so much pressure on the system. Perhaps it loses a little bit pressure, I don't know. First, I wanted to show you the video yesterday, but after the total assembly, pneumatic didn't work. Then I removed the crane, checked every function single, every switch, everything worked single. Then I put it together again, only 2 functions worked. I removed the crane, shortened all the tubes, and after shorting all the tubes, it's enough pressure on the system to work, but you see, not totally flawlessly. Yeah. And this here, this actuator, it's the friction. It's really the friction that this here is not going smoothly out and going in. Okay, but you've seen most of the functions here work. The set makes a lot of fun to assemble. It's a cool looking set, I think. It's a set with so many functions you can show, and you're proud of that you have assembled it correctly and everything works correctly. Like I said, build in a second pump. I believe a second pump will be enough for constant pressure, and then the set works flawlessly. Okay, what is next? Have I shown you the... Oh, I haven't shown you. I would use this here, this and this for that you know which switch is which switch is doing what. And these here for the pillars because it's looking better. Okay. Some spare parts, mostly pins, and here 60, 70 centimeters, 70 of tube if you cut wrong. Nothing more to show, nothing more to say. Next set is very special from Lei-er bricks. It's a set out of the stars, but very special. The set includes a Star Destroyer, but not in the way you think. Okay, have fun. Bye bye.